How's it going, everybody? So I'm here at the East Texas Custom Baits bait shop, and we're going to be making the baits for the giveaway winner. So he picked out some really cool baits for us to make, so we're going to get to that in just a minute. But I just want to show you all the stuff that he's got here. He's got his aluminum molds. He's got the microwave where he heats the baits. He's got all the glitter. Here's the dye. This is a hydraulic press to hold the plates together, or the molds together. And over here he has the vacuum chamber. So it's a pretty cool setup, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we're going to get to making some baits.
Alright, this is the color that the winner chose. He wanted it in a Dream Shot, and then he also wanted it in a beaver. And the color that he chose was watermelon blue. Now this is the color that we're trying to match. This is Zoom's colored watermelon blue. And as you can see, it's a watermelon base with a lighter blue flake, and we'll try to match that the best that we can. Okay, here's the Dream Shot mold that he wanted. As you can see, it's in two pieces. It's 6 cavity molds. It makes 6 at a time, and that's what it looks like. This is the beaver style mold that he wanted. It's a 4 cavity. Okay, this is an air vise. It's an air clamp. It holds all your molds together. Now I have it set up. We're only going to shoot these 2 molds, but the way I've got it set up, I had to use some spacing in order to get a good clamp on there, because this mold is lower than that mold. So I just added these 2 molds in there at the same height to give them my spacing right, and put that over there so I get a good clamp, so when it shuts, everything is nice and tight. Alright, the first step in making baits is your plastic. I use nothing but dead-on plastics. Now, for those of y'all that know about baits, this is a bait plastic jug, but I buy the plastic in 5-gallon buckets and transfer it in this, for the reason why is that I can use this mixer inside the jug. Now the reason you got to mix it, I don't see how that shows up. Can you see that this is your plasticine way down here, and your plasticizer's up here, and you got to mix all that together in order for it to get a good quality bait. So what we do, like I say, I use the bait plastic jugs because this will fit in it, and I can hook it up to my drill motor and mix it up and get a good mixture on it, so the bait quality is a lot better. Coming up into that other. Down here. Look at here. Now in doing this, you get a lot of air bubbles in your plastic, so that's the purpose of the vacuum chamber. We're going to make about 2 cups of plastic, which is going to be more than we need, but it's a nice color and we can use it for other things in the future. Let's do about 2.5 cups. And if you look inside there, you could see the bubbles that we created during the mixing process. A 4-cup measuring cup and 2.5 cups of plastic. So we're going to start off with about 3 minutes or so, about 3.5 minutes. All right, our plastic has been in there for about 3.5 minutes. It hasn't started to turn yet, but we're going to give it a quick little stir to kind of keep it mixed up, so that when it heats up evenly where the bottom doesn't get hotter than the top or vice versa. So we're going to put it back in the microwave, let's say for about 2 minutes. All right, as you can see here, the plasticizer is starting to kind of gel a little bit. We're going to stir it up and you can see how thick it is. It's not quite ready yet, but we're going to give it a good stir to mix it all up so it heats up evenly. And you can see how it's starting to gel. You got to get your plasticizer up the first time. You got to get it up to at least 350 degrees. So we're going to put it back in the microwave for about, let's say, about 1 minute and 40 seconds. Got it back out, and you could see as the plastic heats up, the air that we put in when we mixed it, the air bubbles are starting to rise to the top. Now we're going to get all this stirred up real good. We're going to use this thermal heat gun to check just how hot it is, because it's got to get, the first time, it's got to get above 350. So let's see here. Right now it's only at like 306, 307. Give it a good stir. We got it up to the 314, 317. So let's put it back in the microwave for another minute. All right, it's been in there for another minute. As you can see, the bubbles have really started to rise to the top. We stir it up here. Okay, now we're at 337, 340 area right there. So we got to cook it. We got to get it to 350. All right, let's see where we're at now. Give it a good stir. There we go. We got it up to 366. So we're good. We're going to get it stirred up real good. Make sure it's mixed up real well. And then we're going to put it in the vacuum chamber. Now what the vacuum chamber does, it adds negative pressure to it, which will force all the bubbles to the top. And we have to watch it real close and make sure that it doesn't flow over while it's running. Too bad. Too much?
That may make it worse.
See it rising to the top? We want to stop that because we don't want to overflow it and put it in the pot. We got to get it to start. There it goes. It's starting to really bubble up, and the level's going back down. So we're going to turn the vacuum back on. And I'm not sure how all that goes down, but I have never got it to actually quit bubbling altogether. Except for when it got too cold and started to gel. So we're going to call that good and let it sit just for a second. Now, that has created a vacuum in there, so when you open this valve, it lets air rush in, and that comes out of the bottom of that. So you got to be real careful. If you open that valve too quick, you're going to blow all the plastic out of your cup. So you got to do it kind of slow and let it go out. Because if you let it rush in there, like I said, it'll blow all the plastic out of your cup. So we bring this back over here and we'll mix it up. Give it a quick stir. See how hot it is still. 340 range. So we'll start adding our dye. Now, he wanted watermelon. We're going to use Lure Works Watermelon 101. And it looks like in the pictures that we pulled up that it's this lighter shade of blue instead of this darker shade of blue. So this, we're going to use this blue glitter when we mix it up. About 2.5 cups of plastic. And I don't measure and count drops. I just kind of do it till I think it looks good. Now we got to shake this up real good to get all our dye mixed. Shook up, and we're just going to squirt some in there and see what it looks like. Let's try that. I think that's still going to be a little bit on the light side. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but you can see the knife down in there still a little bit. So let's darken it up just a little bit more. I think that ought to get us pretty close. What do you think?
I like it.
You like that?
Yep.
Let's give a little drizzle test here and see what we think. Is that still too light?
Seems a little light, but I don't know. I mean,
We're putting a little more in there. Let's see. That doesn't look much darker, but it is a little darker.
it is a little darker.
Is that going to be closer?
I think that looks pretty good to me.
Or do we need to go a little darker?
I don't know.
Maybe just a little more.
Yep.
Ain't gonna hurt nothing.
It won't hurt anything.
A lot of times when you add your glitter, it kind of changes your color. Especially if it's a darker glitter, it may, if we were using black, we was doing watermelon with the black glitter, the black glitter would kind of make that look a little darker. But we're using that lighter blue glitter, so I don't think it's going to affect it too much. Let's see.
Yeah, that looks good.
I think we're going to be all right there. Now, let's put some glitter in it. Actually, I think this glitter may be a little light. Get that mixed in real good. Get a good look at it. Don't know how well that's going to show up, but as you can see, the glitter that rolls down the knife, that's about how your bait's going to look. And I really think that's pretty light. So I think what I might do is we might add a little bit of that darker blue glitter to it and see if what that does. I think that's going to really give the bait some depth. And when you look at it, we won't put much, but we'll put a little bit and get a good mix of those two colors in there. but I think it's going to look really cool. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, let's see it.
Now let's see if we can get a good look at it now.
Yeah,
I think that looks good. I think that's nice. Let's see what the temperature is still. The temperature done got down below 300, so we're going to warm it back up and shoot some baits. Okay, we got it ready to go. Let's see how hot it is. We're at 330. Because the molds are cold, I want to get it up just a little bit higher for this first run. So, I got it heated back up. We've got it up to, right now it's at 150 degrees, 350 degrees. So that's really little warm. So I'm gonna stir it a little bit, let it cool down. But like I said, it's kind of cool outside and the molds are kind of cool. So shooting it a little warmer the first time will be a good thing. So here we go, first try. We're gonna get this injector here. We're gonna be sure that it's clear and it's working right. And we're gonna shoot this mold, which is the Dream Shot, and that mold, which is the Beaver. We're going to draw our plastic up kind of slow. We're going to fill the injector. We're going to turn it over and we're going to make sure we ain't got no air in it. There we go, we got the air out of it. We're going to sit here and we're going to shoot this Dream Shot. Our clamp is closed. We're going to shoot this and we're going to push down real slow but steady. We got it topped off, we got it full. We're going to hold pressure on it for just a little bit. We're going to remove our injector. We're going to top it off, make sure that it's full. I'm going to shoot the Beaver over here. Oh, it's in the way of the camera. We got that full. We're holding pressure. Be sure it feels out good. We're going to remove it. We're going to top it off. And as you notice, the Dream Shot is sucked down a little bit. Not much. So we're going to keep that on. And if you watch this, this is going to slowly draw down as the plastic is cooling inside there. And you don't want to let it draw down too much because you might get air bubbles in your bait. So we're going to top that off some more. Be sure we got plenty on there. And we got the first run done. Okay, the plastic is kind of cool a little bit. We are going to clear our injector. We're going to pop this out. Because we are shooting a single color, we'll be able to remelt that, put it back in our cup and remelt that and use it, and it's not going to affect it. As long as we don't burn it, it's going to be good. Now we're going to open our molds and see what our worms look like. We're going to pull out this Dream Shot. We're going to open this up and see which way they want to go. They just want to go every which way. So anyway, I'm going to pull them out. As you can see here, this is what we got lined up on those Dream Shots. I think the color, them being so thin, the color is pretty translucent, which I think is good. We're going to pull them off the spew here, and we're going to lay them out. And the same with this, forgive my language, I can't say this word right, the spew. We can reuse that too, because it's a single color. And we're going to lay our baits out. Now, it takes about 24 hours for the plastic to fully cure. So we want to lay them out pretty straight and leave them that way for about 24 hours before we package them up. So we're going to lay them all out like this, real nice and neat. And we'll leave them on here for a day or so. Now, let's open the beavers up and see what they look like. Can we get them to open up right?
Those are the ones I'm excited to see.
I'm out of plastic. Which side you gonna come on? They wanna go both ways. Okay. Here's the beaver. Laid out here. In there.
Yeah, those
in
look
the mold.
good.
Now you can see that these are thicker than those worms, so it comes out darker, and then in the tail sections it's a lot more transparent. And again with these, we need to cut these off. We could pull this beaver out and look at that.
That looks good.
And again, they have to cure for 24 hours before we could package them. Now, round two. Plastic is about 330 degrees this time. Air blast is shut. We're going to shoot these dream shots, holding pressure. Top it off. Now the beaver. They just don't want to come out straight. But that's round two. Pop them off.
All right, so we got the baits made, and we're going to be sending those out to our giveaway winner here very shortly. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because we plan on doing more giveaways in the future. Peace out.